Just as to enter into the city, one had to measure oneself against the only narrow door that was still open, so too the Christian life is measured against Christ, founded and modeled on Him. This means that the measuring stick is Jesus and His gospel, not what we think, but what He says to us. And so, we are talking about a narrow door, not because only a few are destined to go through it. No, but because to belong to Christ means to follow Him, to commit one's life to love, in service and in giving oneself as He did, who passed through the narrow door of the cross. Let's think, to be concrete, about those daily acts of love we struggle to carry out. Let's think of parents who dedicate themselves to their children, making sacrifices and renouncing time for themselves. Of those who concern themselves with others and not only with their own interests. How many people are good like this? Let's think of those who spend themselves in service to the elderly, to the poorest and most vulnerable. Let's think of those who keep on working with commitment, putting up with discomfort and perhaps with misunderstanding. Let's think of those who suffer because of their faith, but who continue to pray and love. Let's think of those who, rather than following their own instincts, respond to evil with good, finding the strength to forgive and the courage to begin again. Brothers and sisters, which side do we want to be on? Do we prefer the easy way of thinking only about ourselves? Or do we choose the narrow door of the gospel that puts our selfishness into crisis, but which makes us able to welcome the true life that comes from God and makes us happy? Which side are we on? A reading from the Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to His disciples, "Do not give what is holy to dogs, or throw your pearls before swine, lest they trample them underfoot and turn and tear you to pieces. Do to others whatever you would have them do to you. This is the law and the prophets. Enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the road broad that leads to destruction, and those who enter through it are many. How narrow the gate and constricted the road that leads to life, and those who find it are few."